Hello and welcome to Real Issues with Etemeri. Real Issues is a program where I have real conversations with real people and conversations to inspire you to be all you can ever be in life. So today we'll be having a conversation with my homegirl, Vivian Laviv. Hello, Vivian. Who is Vivian?
Hi everyone, good evening. Vivian is a Jesus lover. Vivian is a daughter, a sister, and a friend to so many good friends.
I can attest to that. Yeah, I can attest to that, yeah.
On the flip side, I'm also a blend of being an introvert and an extrovert. Some places I go to, I can be extroverted, while some places I find myself in, I get withdrawn. So it depends where you find me. I can be any of those. Then on the other side, I really, most times I don't talk about myself. I'm usually a listener. So sometimes when I'm asked or I am asked to talk about myself, I have to think, oh really?
Who am I?
Who am I? That's a good question. Anybody should ask themselves, who are you? Then professionally, I'm also the founder or the creator of Services de Nettoyage.
Hey.
Finally, I'm moving into being an entrepreneur. So I'm starting up my cleaning services outfit, and it's called again Services de Nettoyage. My background has been financial services, telecommunications, fintech, and up to recently, you won't believe it, oil and gas.
Whoa! Go girl, go girl.
Yes, so I'm doing that along with my cleaning services company. So yeah,
Well done.
that's just a brief about.
Well done. I'll take you back to what you said. Who am I? That's a very important question we all need to ask ourselves. And so many people are not able to answer that question. Who are you?
True.
So the question is, are people really asking that question?
Nope.
Why do you think so?
I think I can attest for myself. I can speak for myself rather. Maybe because I've been so used to listening to people, I hardly talk about myself. So I have to actually sit down sometimes and remind myself, V, this is who you are. This is what you can take. This is what you cannot take. This is what you love doing. This is what you enjoy doing. And this is what you don't enjoy doing. So from time to time, we'll have to remind ourselves of these things. If not, we'll go with the crowd.
And then sometimes you just get lost. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. You just get lost following the crowd. There's a herd mentality.
Yes.
Everyone is facing that direction, but you do not like that direction, but you just go along. And I see a generation who are lost. People who are not asking that question. So what can we do to change the perception of being lost?
I think first and foremost, we have to embrace...
Not the perception, that the reality of people being lost. So it's not just the perception, there's the reality.
I think first and foremost, it has to do with the person. They have to embrace reflection. Having that quiet time, having that sober time, where you just sit in and just take it in and just reflect on your person, on your being, on your persona, on who you really are, with friends, family, your professional life. You know, it's a blend of all these that actually makes us who we are. You can't say this person is this person absolutely, right? Because also sometimes situations make us to discover other aspects of us that we have never really thought about. So situationally as well, we will see another side of who we are. So really, we are a cocktail of, I like to say a cocktail of
different things, different experiences.
Yes, different experiences.
So we are the totality of various elements, moving parts, plus your experiences. Absolutely. But it's important to stop. I like it when you said that you need to ask yourself who you are. What can I take? Just like creating boundaries for yourself?
Well, sometimes, what you think you can't take, you find yourself in a situation taking it. So that's why sometimes we don't even really know who we are. That's why I said from time to time, we need to sit in and reflect. Because some things we couldn't take 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, we find ourselves taking them now. So really, we're moving parts, right? And we keep evolving as humans. We keep evolving. And over time, experiences personally have shown me that I'm not just one person in a situation. I'm a woman of many parts.
Many parts. I like that. Let's talk about friendship and, well, should we talk about friendship first, or should we talk about personal experiences? And let's start with personal experiences because I've known you since childhood, secondary school. I've known the Viv in school. Very happy.
Skinny Viv.
The skinny. We never thought we were going to add any weight at all.
I know.
Always full of life. You always laughed. You haven't lost that childhood innocence, which is, I think, is a good thing.
Do you think so? Sometimes I think maybe sometimes I feel I'm very naive in some ways because of that, my childlike persona. I don't think I've not lost it. You're right. I've
You
not lost
haven't
it.
lost it.
I still embrace it totally. I don't know why, but well, I guess that's another side of me.
So, your experience, we've gone through a lot. I'd like us to talk about some of those experiences. And it might be hard, but this is real issues with the Temori, and we talk about real things. So, let's start with your experiences.
Okay, I would like to talk about the experiences that are common, especially with women. And I will speak of my journey with fibroid. I call it my journey with fibroid. I was first diagnosed with fibroids, multiple fibroids, over 20 years ago
Wow.
when I was still in my early 20s. And I thought that wasn't, I was shocked. I think I had to go for multiple opinions before I really believed that I had fibroids. Even though as at that time, my tummy was bulging, I was having heavy menstrual flow, and also I was also having menstrual pain as well. So for me, in my 20s, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't married, no child. Fibroid just blocked my whole womb. So it wasn't a pleasant experience. In fact, at some point, people thought I was pregnant. They used to think I was pregnant, like, Viv is pregnant, Viv is pregnant. It was like when I walked in the telco, they thought I was pregnant. Can you imagine? So I struggled with that, and an incident happened at my place of work. Due to the fibroid and loss of blood, I passed out one day at work,
Oh dear.
and everybody was scared. Everybody was running around. And when I came to consciousness, I just saw myself on the floor.
Oh my goodness.
People around me praying. I was saying, Jesus, Jesus. And one guy then he's late now, may so rest in peace, that saw me, that had a crush on me then, I was like, Vivian, don't leave me. Vivian, don't leave me. Vivian, please don't leave me. And I came to consciousness. I was wondering what was going on. I was in shock, and I was so weak. I couldn't even say I'm here. I was that weak. I was just looking at everybody. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? Then when someone realized that I was awake, I could see them really happy and being thankful. Say that did I really faint? Honestly, I had no clue of what transpired when I passed out.
And this was as a result of your loss of blood.
Yes.
And energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that fainting spell drained me, so I couldn't even lift up my hand. I was rushed in an ambulance to the hospital. I was now in the hospital for weeks because they said that the fibroid was degenerating at that time, and they couldn't even carry out any operation on me. So I had to wait for that phase to be over and start building my blood because they couldn't even have surgery on me with I had low blood
Oh,
counts.
wow.
So my mom flew in, and she started feeding me with ugu. For those of you that don't know, it's a vegetable called ugu.
Pumpkin leaves.
Pumpkin leaves,
Yeah.
yes. So it was terrible. The taste was terrible. But I was forced to take that, to build up my blood. And eventually, when it got to the count that they could operate on, I went in for the surgery. That was my first surgery.
What year was this?
That was in 2003.
Okay.
2003. I was even to be a bridesmaid to a friend of ours at that point in time, but I couldn't.
Oh, dear.
So I missed out on some events that happened that period because I was hospitalized for a period. So eventually, I came out of it, back to life again, and continued life. The doctor then told me, you need to get pregnant so that a baby can occupy that space.
Yeah.
If not, the fibroids will grow back.
I like the fact, let me just butt in a little bit because I've also experienced fibroid too. And the time I was diagnosed of fibroids was about 2010, 2009 in the UK. And so it was like, we can't do anything about it. I mean, because in the United Kingdom, I was informed not many people had fibroids and they didn't know what to do about it. I was given what do you call these pills to take. So I was put on the pills. And if you know me, I'm not that guy. I don't like anything that I have to take constantly every day. So I took it for a while and then stopped when my last set of pills finished. I wasn't told that it would help reduce the fibroids. I was just told, take the pills, and I wasn't sexually active. So I thought, okay, you know what? When I stopped taking it, and then it grew 10 years after, multiples, and it was so big. And I didn't know at the time because I was skinny, still very healthy, but I felt a lot of pressure. So it wasn't popping out, but it was growing inside and then pressing my other organs. And so I became uncomfortable one day. I said, I'll just go do a checkup. I went to do a checkup and finally did my surgery on the 8th of September 2017. And the doctor said to me that, we've done your fibroids, you're very fertile, I'll advise you to go have children. And I was now on the hunt for guys, please come get me pregnant. It was as if at that point in time, every guy ran. And no guy wanted to be my boyfriend or husband. And prior to that time, they were coming. It wasn't as if I was choosing, right? But something would just happen, But this time there was nobody, nothing. I was like, oh my God, the doctor said in 6 months' time, get pregnant. So I was under this pressure. Were you under this same kind of pressure yourself?
Funny enough, I wasn't.
You were not, okay.
I wasn't because maybe some people may not.
Okay, you were young.
I was young,
yes,
so I was young, so that was my 20s, right? I was young.
Mine, I was in my 40s.
Okay.
I was 42.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
yes.
so
I'm getting there. I said it's a journey. So about 9 years later, this fibroid was not as big as the previous one.
Oh my goodness.
In fact, I was shying away from doing another surgery because I was scared. I was scared that thinking that if I do it again in Nigeria, it may not be as successful. So I was trying to see if I could go to London to do it. I actually went to London. I met with a doctor, and he told me that this fibroid was really big, but that in the UK, no one would touch the fibroid except it's shrunk before they can do the surgery. So he was going to place me on a 3-month injection, which I will take monthly. After which, I would come back for the surgery. And I left. I came back to Nigeria. I was saving because I was going to pay in pounds. So I started trying to save. Eventually, my neighbor then wanted me to join her in one of her network marketing schemes. I said, oh no, I'm not doing this. I'm trying to save money for something. I was like, for what? I was reluctant to share with her, but she said, no, tell me, I may help. I think that was one good thing I did. So I eventually opened up to her and I said, why do you have to go to London? There's a very good doctor in this Lekki that will do it for you. And she will do it so well that you won't even need to go to the UK. So reluctantly, I agreed to go to visit the doctor to consult with him. And actually met with him and spoke with him about my concerns and fears and worries. And the way he spoke with me and the way he explained to me the surgery and all, for some reason my spirit just went with him. And I decided to do the surgery here in Lagos. So then I started thinking of that journey. I was scared. Prayers, I had to be praying. So I kept on praying towards that surgery because I was not ready to die and leave this world.
The world is too sweet.
I prayed so hard that eventually the day came for me to do the surgery again. And I went through that whole episode. But this time around, I was so conscious of my body. I kept on telling the doctor, I want this, when I don't want this surgery, I want my tummy to be flat. I want to look like a model. Like, and the guy was like, is he going to reconstruct my body? I don't know what you want to do, but when I did the first surgery, my tummy went in. So I needed to go back in. It's not a problem. Do I have body magic? You can call body magic. About the surgery, he can actually put that on me and it would help. I thought, oh, really interesting. So I want to get.
Oh, that was when you started wearing body magic, because I remember.
So I want to get body magic for that surgery, and it worked. So I did the surgery, it was successful. My mom came around again, and it was a good one. I saw the growth. Thought my womb was okay.
Wow.
He told me again, go and get that baby in there. If not, it will go back.
Jeez.
I'm like, this journey again. But where will I get the man? I want to be married to have a child. And anytime I explain this to someone, I want to get married and have a child, they're like, they are mutually exclusive of each other. You can have a child without getting married. It's like, So I used to contradict my beliefs, my belief system and my thoughts. So I used to struggle with that. So I would just go and get a baby just because, So I didn't do anything about it.
It's the same thing. Sorry to jump in, because it's the same experience too that I have. Funny enough, we are age mates.
No, please, I'm still young. Allow me to embrace my 40s.
Well, I'm still in my 40s technically till Monday. Anyway, so it's the same experience too that I face when people tell you that you don't really need to be married to have children. But my own Christian beliefs, and values is like a family unit is made up of a man and a woman and children, right? So I struggle to just bring in children for the sake of having children. And I'm also concerned about in future when they grow up, because they are persons, and rightly to ask,
where's daddy?
My parents, are you my real mom? That's for adopted children, and you have to answer that question honestly if you're going to be an adopted, if you're going to adopt children, right? So the question I always ask myself, should I just have children for children's sake? And all of those things. So how do you answer those kind of questions to yourself, first and foremost? And secondly, how would you respond to someone who is asking, why don't you have children outside marriage?
Why don't they have children outside marriage? To be frank, I was actually considering it at some point, but being me, I pray about almost everything. So I took it to God in prayers. Should I go ahead and get a child? by getting a child, not necessarily me carrying the child, adoption, IVF. And I prayed, and God gave me an answer. As at that time, how did He give me an answer? um, I'm in Streams of Joy, Pastor Jerry. I'm sure most people know Pastor Jerry. And one of the services, that period I was praying, and Pastor Jerry just said, "Don't be a single mother. I'm begging you. Don't be a single mother." I'm a product of this being a single mother. And I know what my mom went through. It was not easy. If you don't have to, no, he didn't say if you don't have to. It was an absolute statement he made that don't being a single
If you had
mother.
a choice, don't choose
Yes, you
to
have a
be
choice.
a
Yes,
single
don't be
mother.
and I took it as the answer to my prayers at that point in time. So I let it be. So I'm still trusting God. I know it's never too late. I know it's not too late for me. So I'm still trusting Him, and I'm still hopeful that day shall come to pass.
Yeah. Very
that's
interesting.
it. Yeah. So that's why I didn't consider it. It hasn't. I haven't been put under necessary pressure. I know my mom wants it. My mom has even suggested it. Why don't you go and adopt? Because she has seen a few friends of mine that have adopted, and she has tried to encourage me in that same line. Why don't you go and adopt? But I go with my gut instinct. Yes, like I said again, I'm a very spiritual person, and I haven't felt that nudge to. That nudge may come tomorrow, but for today, that nudge hasn't come. But God is always speaking. I don't know what He will speak about tomorrow.
Would you say being a person of faith has really helped you in anchoring your choice?
Oh yes,
in
absolutely. Absolutely. That's what has kept me focused. That's what has kept me together. That's why I'm still a happy person internally. Right? I love to laugh.
I know that.
I love to laugh. I don't want anyone to take it away from me. Take that laughter away from me, because it gives me joy. When I'm in the midst of laughter. So that's just me. Yeah.
I know you laugh and you cry as well.
Yes. When I laugh hard, I cry. I don't know. I was telling someone, I think it was my coach. I was saying at times I think this is embarrassing. Oh no. Sometimes I think this is embarrassing that I cry a lot when I'm laughing. And he told me, no, it's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I said, really? So I decided to embrace it.
What are we going to do?
Okay. So I thought it was, at some point I was feeling embarrassed. Why is it that every time I laugh so hard, I have to cry like tears, Because sometimes I don't think it's embarrassing, And I was lamenting to my coach to say that I don't know why I have to cry when I'm laughing. I cry easily. Little things make me cry. And he said, no, it's such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. So I've embraced it, and that's just me. So yeah.
So I am being your friend. I know that you also had fibroid again.
Oh yes.
Third time. So do you want to tell us about that third journey?
Yeah, that third journey was an interesting journey, because in between my second surgery and the third journey, I lost 2 siblings, and they passed after a surgery, right? So
both
for me,
of them?
both of them, yes.
After surgeries?
After surgeries, yes.
Oh wow!
My
at
brother,
different times?
At different times, a year apart. My brother then was twisted intestine. He died like 5 days. 5 days afterwards. They say it was internal bleeding.
Oh dear.
My sister, thank you, her second child, yes. She died. Also said the bleeding could not stop or something like that. So you can imagine the fear of going through surgery after those episodes in my family. I couldn't even bring it up with my mom or my brother because I could feel or imagine their fears. So I took it to God in prayers. I prayed so much about this third surgery because really it was big. I was bleeding heavily, lumpy, very lumpy. Is it blood? What will I call
Yes,
it?
yeah, blood clot.
Blood clots, yes. Sometimes it used to be scary when the lump just, and I couldn't go out comfortably during my period days because I always get stained. Even in my house, I get stained. I sleep at night, I get stained. So I couldn't even sleep well at night because I'll have to sleep in a certain position just so that I don't stain my bed. But eventually, I will get stained. So all that was dealing with me emotionally. I was like, Father Lord, why do I have to go through this again? Why? The fibroid was big. I was so uncomfortable wearing clothes. So it also affected my
Self-esteem.
self-esteem, because I have to now start look every time I'm going to shop. I'm looking for maternity kind of wears. Like this is life. And I wasn't really, I don't think I was enjoying life then. I wasn't because I was too self-conscious, I said, what nonsense is this, all this now? Devil, what is the problem? But the reality was that I had to take it off.
But being your friend, I've known what had happened, in your family, and it was just by chance, if you recall, when I realized that you had fibroid and you came for surgery.
Yes.
And I just couldn't. It brought out something I didn't know I had inside of me.
At that time, I've been praying. I've been praying for the surgery to be successful. Like, God, I'm not ready to die. Secondly, my mom, who was present at the past two surgeries, during the past two surgeries I had, right? She wasn't going to be able to come for this third one. So I didn't even know who to ask to come and stay with me for that surgery. So my prayer to God was a successful surgery and for me to be surrounded with love that period. I don't know how God was going to do it or bring the right people that will be with me during that period, because I know, having gone through two surgeries, right? I know what it feels like when you have people that love and care for you, especially when you're recuperating. It's really what someone needs. You can't take that for granted. So fast forward to when you saw me, right? We had scheduled a date for the surgery. I had prayed, so I was in almost a confident place. But that fear was still there as a human being, right? But I was somewhat confident. My mom was scared. My brother, I know too, he was scared as well, right? But I was the one I was counseling them, saying that to be okay. It's feeling like
Very
very
strong.
strong. But internally I know what I was struggling with.
Battling.
Yes. But eventually he saw me and he saw my tummy that day and he said, this is your tummy. You remember?
Yeah.
When are you going to do this surgery? I told you, offhandedly, like as if casually. I remember.
Yeah, he
it was
said next week.
So you were shocked, like, next week. Is your mom coming? I remember you asking my mom. I said, no, she's not coming. And he now said, I will come. I was like, Kamara, she'll come. How?
What can she do?
Because I didn't see you as a caregiver, someone that can, take care of someone that is ill or unwell or needs help. You didn't strike me as such a person, even after knowing all the time, because nobody was just playing and laughing.
Yeah.
So I never saw that side of you. When you said you were going to come, I said, so within the week, you kept on following me with calls. Sometimes I will ignore your calls. Like, I don't think that she has to do this. Maybe she owes me. She doesn't have to. She doesn't, But you were persistent. I remember you were consistent in calling me and asking me when is it, what day, when are you going in, and all that. I'll be there. I didn't take it seriously, to be honest. My brother had we already agreed that they'll come pick me up from the house and take me in to check in to the hospital. You called me that day as well to say you were coming, right? Then I got someone, my friend's cousin, who I know is spiritual, because I also wanted someone that would build up my faith, especially that first night. So she agreed to stay with me that first night. I didn't even think of who would be with me after then. I wasn't even thinking that far. I was just say, okay, that's that first night. Let me just get into the theater. And she came to spend the night with me. And then the next morning, we went in for the surgery about 4 a.m. Yes, my mom had asked me to call her before I go in. So I called her. I could hear the pain and the fear in her voice. She spoke with the doctor. So are you sure she will come back? Okay, please call me once you come out from the, when you're done, please. Make sure you call me to let me know. Do you
Imagine her
understand?
anxiety.
I could feel it. It even tore at my heart, I said, Father Lord, please help me. And we went into the, your eyes. I went into the theater, right? And one other thing that gave me comfort is that I used to pray daily on NSPPD platform, right? And prior to that time, every day Pastor Jerry was saying that period, you will not die, you will not die, you will not die. So that also built my faith. And going to the hospital, all the nurses surprisingly were an NSPPD. And they told me I should not worry that the NSPPD will be on playing in the background. So I went in with that faith. And I went in, I was so full of confidence, mixed with a bit of fear. Surgery was done successful by the same doctor that did the second surgery, because he was the only one I could trust that could do a third surgery for me. Same surgery. And he came out successful. When I woke up, I said, I'm alive. I was wheeled back into the room. I know I was very drowsy because of the anesthesia. And I remember seeing you standing at the foot of my bed. And I was looking at you and you were saying, you mentioned to me that you came since, you were here since, and you came in and they told you I had just gone into the theater. So we were waiting, I was like, Mara is here. I went off again. Then the next day when I came to, I was hearing my sister-in-law was there. I think my brother, the lady that stayed with me, Imelda, and you. And I could hear you guys conversing, and she was saying, and my other friend was there. So you had left for work, because you had to leave for work and we back. But apparently you had told her that you were coming back to spend the night with me. So when they were not asking, so who is taking over from me? The lady was asking, who's taking over from me for that night to stay with Viv? My other friend that was there said, okay, I can stay. I think it was my sister-in-law. Then I said, oh, Maya said she was coming back. She was going to stay. In my mind, I said, okay. I slept off again, So I was going in and out. And eventually you came that day. And I must say, that period was like one of the best moments of my life. You wouldn't believe it. You came, and I had some other set of friends that used to come every night, and we'll all be there till like 12 midnight.
Like it was like a party.
Yes, I was about in a resort,
Yeah.
And I had one of the most beautiful recuperating time ever I could have wished for. And looking back, I was like, God, you're awesome. You sent the right people to be with me at that point in time. I never for once missed my mom. You even baited me at some point, like, like the next day. I was like, look at Maria. You can do this, So it was a beautiful, beautiful experience.
By the way, I'm also called Maria, for those wondering who she's referring to as Maria. Maria is my first Catholic name. Etemere is my professional name.
That's true. Yes. So for me, that was a very beautiful time. Beautiful time. We laughed so much. That I used to hold my stitches so that they won't give way. And at the end of the day, you stayed with me all through. No, I don't know how I could ever repay you for that, but
no,
that was a beautiful, honest. That was what you call friendship. You stayed with me, and at the end of the day, you even brought me back home. So
Okay. So the thing about fibroid, people are not really aware that fibroid has the potential of affecting the quality of someone's life, and really need, solutions to fibroid, because I've also been in your shoes. I've experienced fibroids too. And when I told you I discovered fibroids in the United Kingdom, it grew. And when I came back to Nigeria, it was so huge. It was like about 36 weeks grown. And then when it was taken off, it was about 5.1 kg. And there were multiple, about 27 of them. The stress I had to go through.
Mine was 60. This last surgery I had was 60 of them.
Wow, wow. So I had changed different doctors, different hospitals. I thought I was even going to die at a point in time. So I'd written my will.
Are you serious?
Oh yes, I wrote.
Oh, wow.
Yes, my will. Had 3 copies. One for my mom, one for my sister, and one, I can't remember, one in my office. My password to my laptop, password to things, amount of money in my bank account. I mean, I'm not afraid to die, right? But I believe that there's more to life. So fibroid shouldn't be the cause of a cause of death to any woman at all, but it's something that plagues Black and Asian women a lot, so being there, my reality was I was faced with fibroid and I could die because it was so big. And I spoke to one of my family doctors, and he said to me that you've not been pregnant, you're not in a relationship, you're not having sex at that point, why don't you just remove your womb? You're not using it for anything. So then I screamed and I cried and I called my mother, and then my mother gave me strength and said to me, no, you're not going to die, So it is important to surround yourself with people of like minds, people of faith. I'm a woman of faith, I took out some time to really grow my faith, because at the time I'd given up. Possibly if I'd gone into surgery, I don't know. I may not have made it because had already been defeated mentally.
Yeah.
Right, one, because of the size. Second, I didn't like the hospital my HMO had recommended I go to, But when I took out 3 days to really reflect and build my faith, I said, no, I wasn't going to die. The hurdle I had to now go through was finding the right doctor.
Very important.
Finding the right doctor.
I'll speak to that.
So I was introduced to a doctor, one of the best in West Africa. And guess where he's based? One of the most obscure places that you in Bayelsa State. So I was like, really? Bayelsa State? Okay. So called him, spoke to him. He's like, come see me. Oh my goodness, he gave me so much confidence. That's why experience is very important.
Yes.
He gave me so much confidence. He asked me questions that other doctors didn't ask me. And he examined me. And he said, this is easy peasy. But there's something I must tell you. You have fibroids in your cervix. And it might be difficult. So he showed me the skeletal structure of a human being and said, this is where some fibroid is sitting, right? This will hamper you from having and enjoying sex. I started crying. I said, no, I want to enjoy sex. I want to have it and I want to enjoy it, And I now understood the reason when I went for cervical tests where I would bleed. It was because of the fibroid that was in my cervix. And he said it might be difficult for me to take out this fibroid. And if it's difficult, we would leave it. And I said to him, no, you wouldn't leave it. Jesus will be in the room with you to direct you on what to do. He looked at me. I said, I'm just telling you. I said, but I'm telling you too that you will take out every fibroid. I didn't know where I got that from. I was just, saying what I was saying, but in my heart, I was afraid, just very much like you. And on the 8th of September 2017, I would never forget that day. I was checked into the hospital, and then I was looking at myself, this could be
The last day.
The last day, or this could be the beginning of a new life for yourself. And immediately the surgery ended, and I recovered, and I came back to my senses. It was a new lease of life for me. Everything became new.
I can attest to that.
Yes, everything
Honestly,
became new.
100.
I just felt like God had given me a
Yes.
new
Yes.
opportunity to do something with my life. I don't know, but then the doctor now put something in me, fear that he said, you need to start looking for how you would get pregnant and have children. So instead of guys to toast myself, toasting guys. So I mean, but I soon overcame that, and I'm now in a better place.
There's something that struck me from what you said, having the right doctor. Because it was the third time, I really did not want to do an open abdominal surgery again.
Okay,
So I was looking for other options, any option possible, except go under the knife. So I met up with 4 different gynecologists who told me, 4 of them told me, since this will be my third time, the only advice they can give me is that I will have to do a hysterectomy,
oh my goodness.
take out the womb. All 4 of them at different times, different hospitals. It was only this my doctor, because I had to go back to him, because I had made up my mind that if I was going to do any open abdominal surgery, it would have to be him again, the guy that did, doctor that did the second surgery. So reluctantly, after weighing all the options, including HIFU, I even wanted to do HIFU,
what is HIFU?
high intensive focused ultrasound. It's non-invasive. It's done in Nordic Hospital also, right? Where they will use ultrasound to burn the fibroid growth from the roots, and it melts out through your vagina. Yes, but I was not a candidate because of my previous surgeries I had, and I've had adhesions. So because of the adhesions I had, it was an obstruction for a successful HIFU.
And what is adhesions?
Adhesions, when after you've done surgery, right? Some organs in the body during the healing process, they stick together, right? Yes. So I think in this instance, my intestine was stuck to the walls of my tummy or something like that. So it wasn't moving for the waves to go through to burn the fibroid growth from the roots. That was my last option. And when they told me, when I went through the simulation, and I was told that I was not a candidate for it. I know I broke down. Fast forward to going back to my doctor. So I went back to him, and he's the only one that told me, "Oh, okay, we'll take out all the fibroids, and all that." And he didn't mention anything about taking out the womb. So I got curious and asked him, "You're not saying anything about taking off my womb. So why would I take off your womb?" I think because I've met 4 different doctors, and they told me the same thing. They said, "Oh, they're just lazy doctors.
Oh my
They're not ready to do the work, because it requires your focus and for you to take out all the growth. It's easier for them to take off all your reproductive organs. It's much easier." So when he told me that, that gave me peace, and I realized the reason why I came back to him to do that surgery.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Vivian share her story of having fibroids. I mean, she has many parts to herself beyond just having fibroids. But I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into that experience because it really resonated with me and so many African women or women of Black descent and Asian women as well do experience fibroids, and fibroids really affects the quality of life of Black and Asian women, and it's something that we really need to address. So if you've suffered from fibroids or you are suffering from fibroids, please put your comments on the link. How can we help Black women overcome fibroids and have better quality of life? So thank you very much for joining me on this Real Issues with Etemere. This episode, next episode will be something very interesting. So join me and let's talk about real issues. I hope you're inspired. So if you have fibroids, it's not the end of your life, but please hang in there and let us overcome this demon. Thank you.